Jones, raw and uncut.
Yo, what up, my people? It's your boy. It's that boy, Lamont Datway Jones, coming right back at you, back in the building. And the reason why I'm not gonna do my regular intro on this vid right now is because I just wanted to go ahead and get straight on down to the point when it comes to this certain topic that I'm about to speak on. Okay? Now, that main topic is, I'm sure most of you already know, and most of you are already familiar, with what's been going on, you know what I'm saying, across the nation when it comes to, these nationwide protests that they, have going on right now, behind the death, the grueling, or should I say, cruel, grueling, senseless death of George Floyd. This has been going on. And, you have a lot of people that has been criticizing, certain, people on what they, say, when it comes to a lot of these protesters when they decide to loot and all that stuff, okay? And while they when they're supposed to be protesting, now you got a lot of people that's saying, well, a lot of these guys out here, that's out here looting and all this shit, they don't give a damn about, or could care, less about George Floyd or whatever. Okay, now with that being said, now I'm gonna give you my take on what I think about people who think like that. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I say this to most of my viewers in just about every video that I decide to do, especially when it's concerning, my level of opinion that I have on whatever topic that it may be that I'm talking about at that particular time, you dig? But those people who tend to think like that, I mean, I feel like this. 50% of those people who have those thoughts are right. But then again, you also got your other 50% that I feel like it's not gonna agree with that opinion, for the simple fact you got a lot of them that's doing this looting, out of spite, because out of spite, for the simple fact that it's a huge corporation. Now, I'm about to clarify that now. And the reason I say this is, now, I'm not saying that I'm for looting. But everybody knows what comes along with protesting. Because, you got a lot of people out there that feels like, hey, if these people who's supposed to, uphold the law for the sake of the citizens that's paying their damn salary, you would think that a person like that, you would expect someone of that, nature, or however you want to put it, to abide by the same rules that they expect you to abide by, or should I say, the same rules that these same people would be willing to arrest you for if they felt like you broke these rules. Y'all following me now? Think about that. Think now, like I just said, if those the officers of the law, those are the people that the majority of the people are looking to uphold, if nobody else, these laws that they will arrest you for if you don't uphold them. So where I'm going with this is this. Now, so therefore, if those type of people are not holding their end of the bargain up on some of the same shit that will be willing to arrest you for, then that you know that's why looting comes along with protesting. That's gonna make that other person feel like that same person that you will be so quick, to arrest, you know, for these same laws that you're supposed to be setting examples for by abiding by as well. How do you think that person's gonna look at that person if they see that they're not upholding these same laws? That's why the looting comes with protesting. In other words, they're saying, hey, you didn't hold up your end of the law-abiding citizen. You're part of the law-abiding citizen contract. So why should I hold up my end? So that's why they loot and do shit like, okay, instead of me walking in this place like a civilized person, damn it, I'm gonna just go in there and loot and take what I want because, hey, they looking at it like, hey, why try to continue to be a law-abiding citizen and not hold my end of the contract or the bargain of being a law-abiding citizen when they're not? When that's why a lot of the main reasons why people do stuff like that. In other words, that's one of the main reasons why looting comes with protesting. Because 9 times out of 10, when a person decides to protest about something, 9 times out of 10, it's because of either they feel like their rights have been violated or they just haven't been getting treated right, period, when it comes to any type of situation, especially when it comes to like pay. What like was one of the reasons why people have strikes, because they feel like they're not getting paid right, or they feel like they're not getting paid enough. In other words, the main point, bottom line is this. Point I'm trying to make is this: if any 9 times out of 10, when you see somebody protesting about something, 9 times out of 10 they're protesting because they feel like they're not getting treated right, or some type of, or some kind of way, or they are not, you know what I'm saying, being treated fairly as law-abiding citizens, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And, or they just feel like, that their rights have been violated as well. Anytime you see anybody protesting, pretty much those are the two main things they're going to be protesting about. What I just said, they're going to be protesting because they feel like their rights have been violated, or they have been mistreated in some type of way that they do not like or agree with. You dig? Anyway, my people, another reason why I decided to make this quick video is because of the video that I made prior to this video, when they were protesting, for George Floyd. I mean, excuse me, George Floyd is what I'm trying to say. And I noticed, like, on my IG, I got a few, people's opinions on what they thought about some of the things I was saying. Like I said, I don't condone and people looting. If you and that's if you're the type of person that's gonna just start looting, and you know that this is like a personal like type privately owned business, I definitely would not agree or condone in any of that type of activity, period. But who gives a damn about these huge people looting these huge corporations? They got insurance, and I know a lot of people like, okay, and we a lot of people know that's why they do it, because for one, they know that if, like I just pretty much broke it down to the core when it comes to why people loot, because they feel like, why should I continue to be a law-abiding citizen and go in here and buy this stuff like you would expect me to buy the legal way, when you're not even being upholding, like I just said, your end of the law-abiding citizen part of your contract either. So why should I continue to abide by the law when you're out here killing people at pretty much at fucking will, You know, because you feel like you're not gonna, face any type of backlash from it just because you're a damn cop. You know, I mean, you gotta look at it like this, my people. I wouldn't give a damn how you put it. Last time I checked, race, when it came to doing your job as law, like a an officer of the law, cop, policeman, whatever you want to call it, okay. Last time I checked, whenever it came to that job, race uh, didn't play a part in doing your job as a police officer, because as they the old school police slogan always went or goes, um, you know, they're there to quote unquote protect and serve. You dig? But it seems like when it comes to the majority of people of color, it's like they seem to forget that description of their job when it comes to protect and serving. Like that's when I say last time I checked, when it came to protecting and serving people, um, it wasn't supposed to matter what race they were. Okay, if you did what I'm saying, my people. Now, with that being said, another reason why I went on ahead and got outside and decided to get right in the midst of the protesting is because, like I said, even though this is all part of their plan to divide and conquer, I get that. I made a video talking about this, okay? We know that, okay? We know that this is all part of their plan to divide and conquer and try their damnedest to turn races against each other and all that sort of stuff. And believe me, you can say what you want, but these are some truthful facts I'm telling right now, okay? This has been on these people's agenda forever, okay? Um, it's also another excuse for them to bring in or try to, slick ease in martial law as well. If you're anyone with any type of, you can just have common sense and realize that if you are even just slightly a little tad bit woke, or at least showing any type of interest into the great awakening that has been happening for quite some time now. You dig what I'm saying, my people? Anyway, but yeah, like I said, that's why people loot, to let people know, hey, okay, since you want to continue to break your contracts of being the law-abiding citizen by thinking you can just murder whoever the hell you want to murder whenever you feel like you want to murder somebody. I wouldn't give a damn what type of grudge you had against that person. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, nobody deserves to die like that. And I mean, geez, like, I just can't figure out for the life of me, like, how these other cops stood there when they know that this man, this other cop who had his knee burrowed into, George Floyd's neck, when they damn well knew that this man was suffocating to death. That was the scary part about that video, because that lets me know, hey, guess what? That lets me know, hey, guess what? It seems, it seems like you might as well say the damn KKK pretty much ran that precinct. And I don't give a damn how you put it, because if any one of those cops had any fucking kind of decency about themselves, which, as you can see, any of them didn't, they would have stopped that. But instead, that lets me know that, hey, guess what? They're all part of that same good old boy club that this dude, this fucking poor super shitty / poor excuse for a cop was. You can best believe they was in the same club. You can best believe that. That's what that let me knew when I realized how they just continued to just stand there until he was dead. And you have the nerve to have people on social media talking about, well, technically they really didn't. How the hell do you figure that? They had everything. They're just as fucking guilty because, like I said, if they were any type of that they had any type of decency about themselves and their jobs, they wouldn't have let that happen. They knew damn well what was happening, and for them to just stand there and just continue to watch this man, suffocate. There's not a doubt in my mind that this cop always had some type of vendetta with this guy that the public doesn't really know about. And the reason I say that is because don't forget these two guys, they work together, right? Trying to find out, well, not necessarily, but you might as well say, because they worked at the same place. They worked at this huge, Latino club up in Minnesota. Mr. Floyd, he worked there, you know, during the week while the cop who killed him worked there on the weekend. So you can best believe they knew each other. Okay? And I know for a fact this cop had to be racist, okay?
We're living in a climate where police interaction with black people often ends up in death. Mm-hmm. And you have white people that know this, watch the news every day, and their first now recourse is to call the police because subconsciously they want you dead. They're hoping that this fucking confrontation will lead to your death. Because I've seen the police kill these niggas on TV, left and right. Shit, maybe I can get rid of another one right now. Let me get on the phone.
With all that being said, my people, I'm also gonna say this. This COVID-19 pandemic, all of this stuff that's just recently been going on, trust me, it all plays a huge part into the same agenda if you really look at it. All you gotta do is know how to put two and two together. All you gotta do is have common sense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, to figure out, why all of these things are happening, the way they're happening simultaneously right now. If you guys dig what I'm saying, okay? Believe me, But I'm just gonna say this. Like I said, I already explained why some people loot. But if you're gonna, this is my message to people who's protesting. If you do decide to loot, to show these people that, hey, since you're never gonna hold up your end of the bargain of your law-abiding, civilized citizen, you know, of the law, why should I make sure you don't, decide to do this, in privately owned businesses. Even though I'm not condoning, looting, but I'm just saying I can't control, you know, anybody's brain. Okay, all I can do is give advice. But this is why the advice that I'm giving right now is, if you're going to loot, hit these huge corporations up. They got good insurance, but even though I'm not condoning it, but I know that there is going to be some looting because some people are going to feel like, hey, like I just been saying through this whole video, why should I be a law-abiding citizen and go and spend my money in here when, guess what? Since you keep breaking your contract, I'm going to break mine and just go ahead and be like, okay, I'm not going to pay for a damn thing, and just walk right on out the front door with this shit. See what I'm saying? A lot of this. See, that's the part of why people do these type of things that a lot of people don't get. Who's quick to criticize people who do that? Like I said, even though, let's get this shit understood and clear. I'm not condoning looting, but you guys know how it is when it comes to these type of things. Everybody knows looting eventually comes with. That's all part of protesting. Because like I said, most people protest because they feel violated in some type of way. Whether it comes to how they feel like they're getting paid, or how they're being treated, or how they feel like they're just completely being robbed and stripped of their damn rights to live and be a human being. You dig what I'm saying? That's why when a person feels violated, they're gonna do shit that they know that's going to violate other huge corporations that they know could care less about the masses. All they give a damn about is your money. So you can take this any way you want to take it. I wouldn't give a damn. I'm just trying to explain to some of these people who got it twisted about some people that loot. Right, but some people who are out there looting, they can fucking care less about what happened, to Mr. Floyd. But you can best believe I can guarantee the majority of them that is out there doing that. Or you can best believe that his death plays a huge part in it, because if it didn't, it wouldn't be going down or going on like it's going on like that, period. Like I just said, period. And it wouldn't have. So let's get that understood too. Like I said, for the last time, even though I'm not condoning looting, but guess what? If you're gonna loot, don't loot these small privately owned businesses or people's businesses that's trying to grow. You dig what I'm saying? Because when you decide to abuse those type of businesses, you really are really hurting the community. Believe me when I tell you. Think about what I'm saying, my people. But I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna end this video. All this stuff, like I just talked about, that's going on. Let's get this understood, my people. There's also a time to know when to say when as well, because the reason I say that is this: go ahead and protest, get your little loot on or whatever. Just make sure you be wise with the moves that you decide to make when it comes to doing these type of things. For the simple fact, I almost forgot. Before I say for the simple fact, because listen, you're only going to be able to do these type of things for a certain amount of time. The reason I say that, if you don't, do what you're going to do and go ahead and call it quits and resort to back to the peaceful protesting, that's you're going to give, the powers that be every reason to bring in martial law. They're already slick doing it already, as you can see. Don't give these people the excuse that they need to bring in martial law, because they've already, been, slick plotting on doing these type of things longer than you will ever know. You dig what I'm saying, my people? But anyway, my people, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. On that note, don't forget, my people, If you're going, if I know there's a lot of people out there that's fed up, and I'm gonna tell you one more thing that really surprised me about what's going on when it comes to the majority of protests that I see. That see, they divide and conquer plan is actually kind of backfiring on them. That's why I think it's beautiful when I see just as many white people, protesting with black people. That lets me know that it's more black people that's friends with white people than they know, than they could ever know. And I've never been racist. You know what I'm saying? I've had hundreds, thousands of white friends. Believe me, I'm talking about close ones I've had and actually had some of the best damn times of my life with some of these type people. I am so serious when I say this, okay? But I think it's a beautiful thing to see that there's just as many whites and other races, that's, protesting and riding with the black community and people of color, period. I think that's such a beautiful thing. See, and the reason I say that is because, see, their plan, they hate their powers to be, they're hating to see these type of things that I just mentioned. You know why? Because they're trying to, they thought that it was going to really divide and conquer, but that's why, when I see that, that lets me know that their divide and conquer plan is kind of backfiring in their faces. You dig what I'm saying? And that's why I welcome any, white person that I feel like I said, I feed off the vibes. If I feel like that white person is giving off good vibes, I'm going to give off good vibes. If I feel like they're giving off shitty vibes, bad vibes, we won't call it, I'm gonna give off the same shitty and bad vibes as well. You dig what I'm saying? In other words, the reason I've never been a racist, I've always, was raised and taught to go with the flow when it comes to meeting people or when it comes to people you're trying to get to know. Period. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, my good people, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video because I've already exceeded my time limit. But with that being said, my good people, remember what I said now. If you're going to be the type of person that's going to loot, make sure you keep the violence out of it, because the reason I say this is because, in other words, if you're going to loot, okay? So some of my people don't get it twisted. If you are going to loot, make sure that you don't decide to, start pretty much, how can I put this? Because I don't want to put this the wrong way, because I was about to say it the way that I've always thought about it, but I just realized a lot of people are not going to see it that way. I'm just going to put it like this, in easier terms for certain people. You dig what I'm saying? If you're going to loot, okay, stay away from for the last time, stay away from the privately owned, locally owned, privately owned businesses, okay? Because when you destroy your locally owned businesses, you're really hurting yourself. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, my good people, with that being said, I just wanted to thank everybody who decided to stop and rock with that boy they call Lamont. Datway Jones, this way. You dig? With that being said, my good people, may the Most High continue to bless you and all of your family members while y'all out there on that paper chase, you know what I'm saying, swimming with them sharks, you know what I'm saying, trying to survive during the rat race. You dig what I'm saying? With that being said, my good people, till next time, make sure you guys stay tuned. And if you felt like you learned anything, again, any type of knowledge of any sort from this video, my people, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You dig? That being said, my people, once again, till next time, my good people, peace. Peace out.
And a lot of people say, well, what good does this do? Yeah, but what good doesn't it do? That's the question people don't ask the other way around. What good does it do to loot Target? How does it help you to loot Target? Yeah, but how does it help you to not loot Target? Answer that question. Because the only reason you didn't loot Target before was because you were upholding society's contract. There is no contract if law and people in power don't uphold their end of it. And that's the thing I think people don't understand sometimes, is that we need people at the top to be the most accountable, because they are the ones who are basically setting the tone and the tenor for everything that we do in society. It's the same way we tell parents to set an example for their kids, the same way we tell captains or coaches to set an example for their players, the same way you tell teachers to set an example for their students. The reason we do that is because we understand in society that if you lead by example, there is a good chance that people will follow that example that you have set. And so if the example law enforcement is setting is that they do not adhere to the laws, then why should the citizens of that society adhere to the laws when in fact the law enforcers themselves don't?